But I'll be on it always, always and ever.
According to the United Federation of Doll Collectors, there's 30,000 registered doll collectors and 150,000 Barbie collectors around the world. I'm assuming if you're watching my channel or watching me currently, you are a doll collector. You collect dolls. That group is growing and growing and growing. Well, I don't have any statistics to back that up, but because I'm in it, I think it's growing. I don't know. All I know is YouTube nursery channels on YouTube are growing and growing and growing. Starting a doll collection can sometimes be a daunting experience and overwhelming. Trying to figure out what type of dolls to collect can be a challenge. From personal dolls, porcelain dolls, to baby dolls, to authentic art dolls, to Barbie type dolls, to authentic art type baby dolls, to what are they called? Hinge dolls, not hinge dolls. I can't remember what they're called. Hinge joint dolls. Just start with the dolls that you really love. That's just a tip. Start with the dolls that interest you the most if you want to start a doll collection. Not having a lot of knowledge in the way of collecting can be confusing. And I found it very confusing. I mean, hey, when I was a kid, I collected dolls, of course. Not really collected them. I had toy dolls. And I kept them for a long time. Well, until my grandmother decided to sell them at the flea market. But the best way to increase your knowledge of dolls, type of dolls, collecting dolls, what type of dolls you want to collect, is watch videos, read books. I mean, you got the whole internet to figure out and find out a lot of different things. But even with that, even though you have the internet to discover and find out all kinds of knowledgeable things about dolls, I find watching videos and YouTube videos really helps to really narrow things down in regards to what direction you want to go when you're collecting. It's up to you. There is traps some of us fall into when we're collecting dolls and when we're a new collector. Paying too much for a specific doll, buying what people call fake dolls, or thinking, I mean, if you know what you're buying, good, but paying for a fake when you think you're getting an authentic artist doll. Another thing is properly caring for your collection. How do you care for a reborn doll? I had no idea. How do you care for them? How do you store them? What do you do when you get it? What should you do or not do with a reborn doll? It's very important to keep all dolls away from extreme heat, sunlight, and humidity. Another thing is budget management. Think of a budget and stick to it. Collecting dolls, especially art high-end reborn dolls, can be very, very expensive and addictive. You can find all kinds of dolls at flea markets, thrift stores, auctions, eBay, reborns.com. I mean, for the most part, you can find dolls anywhere. You need to become an expert on what type of doll you're looking for and the best place to find it. A lot of dolls are good secondhand. So if you really get to know a lot of folks in the reborn community, many collectors will sell off some of their dolls. And that's a great way to get your hands on a beautiful art doll at a fraction of the cost. It happens. We do get attached or emotionally connected to some of our dolls in our collection. That's okay. It's okay to sell off or trade dolls in our collection. There's nothing wrong with that. That is just the journey that we're on. And I went through a journey and continue to figure out what dolls I love the best. Stop playing with this, Belinda. Stop fidgeting. As your collection grows, like mine, I really started to think about, well, maybe I should sell some of these dolls off. Maybe I should move them so I can get more, because you know what? Where do you display all these dolls? Another tip is rotate your collection. I've watched a few videos where individuals who collect dolls will have so many out, they'll put them away and take out more. It's almost like you're getting a bunch of dolls new again. Here are some 10 tips to help collecting for a new collector. Start figuring out what you like to collect. What's your focus? What is your insight? What do you like to collect? Antique dolls, retro dolls, reborn dolls, porcelain dolls, Barbie dolls, fashion dolls. Then educate yourself. Educate yourself on that particular doll or focus. So for an example, myself, I love to collect reborn dolls, and I also have a big interest in dolls from my era, like from the 80s when I was growing up. So educating yourself on everything reborn. There's so much information you can find online in comparison to just guessing. But it's kind of silly, isn't it? That's a stupid response. Woo! And if you've watched a lot of YouTube videos, you'd probably discover that you don't want to cause yourself some financial stress. So set a budget, stick to it. It's really hard. I know. That's why I paint my own dolls and buy kits and paint them, because you know what? I would love to be able to just buy dolls and buy dolls. Even dolls from AliExpress and Temu, to buy them regular, you're looking at, there's, some of the dolls that I'm looking at are $100. So it's best for me to make the kit. I think starting with a few dolls and growing your collection is the better way to go. I just went berserko collecting everything. And then I started going back a bit saying, my favorite is this type, reborn dolls. I want to collect those. I want authentic dolls. And I kind of went in that direction, but you really don't know at the beginning. You're just so excited, especially, most adult collectors get so excited because you haven't done anything like this since you were little. I mean, that's the way it was for me. And when I was little, of course, you just hoped Santa would give you a particular doll, but you didn't go and buy them for yourself. It's a whole new world, baby. There's collectors and then there's collectors. You know what I mean? Collecting dolls is having a bunch of dolls. It's just like collecting anything. You just have a bunch of it. So it's collecting. If you are a collector where you're looking for specific, authentic kits that that hold their value, I guess that's what I'm thinking about, holding their value that you can sell later down the road, keep for yourself or whatever. Learn to understand the differences between authentic baby dolls and dolls that are not authentic. Also, maybe make a book. Personally, I got this book for myself, which is a bunch of pages that I'm going to start listing some dolls, maybe dolls that I have in my collection now, where I got them, maybe what the value is, what dolls I want to add to my collection, that sort of thing. Think about the environment where you're going to store your collectible dolls. Are you going to have them out in the general area where coming and goings go? Where I know myself in the general area there, I have dogs, I have pets, I have people coming in and out. I mean, it doesn't take long for dust to settle. So it's important to think about where you want to place your dolls. Join doll clubs. There's doll clubs. I haven't joined one yet, but I guess there is. I didn't even know there was such a doll club that you actually registered. Very interesting. So join doll clubs and groups, Facebook groups. There's all kinds of different ways you can learn about your specific collection. If you're collecting really high-end dolls, don't forget to keep your receipts, your authentic COAs in a safe place, the value of your dolls, this sort of thing. If you ever need that sort of thing for insurance purposes, I hope we never do. And number 10, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, collect what you love to collect, be happy. And I love to collect dolls that are colorful, that are cuddable. Oh my word, that I can cuddle, okay? Dolls, because I like to cuddle my dolls. I'm more of a cuddler, hold, change dress than display, than put up and just look at it. I've never been one really to have a collection that you put up and look at it. Well, I've had different collections, but they usually have faded away over time. Now I have my VIP babies I have in my cabinet. It's all enclosed, and so I don't have to worry about dust and things like that. Check your dolls regularly. Check, dust them, change them, look at them. You never know. Don't put, I learned the hard way, don't put on like jean material on your doll. It will leak into the vinyl, and be very careful with the heat and the direct sunlight for your dolls. What oh, a real game changer for me for collecting dolls is becoming part of the doll community, the very nice, friendly doll community, the doll community that makes you feel like you're enjoying your collection and you can do what you want and buy what you want and be part of a community where you feel you're like-minded. That community, you have the same thinking. I never experienced a group of people like I did when I went to Atlanta, with all the ladies loving dolls and showing each other dolls, and everybody's so excited. I never ever experienced that. I can't think in anything really, unless you had a new baby and you went to like a mom and tot thing and everybody was showing off their babies, their real babies. But other than that, just being around a community of people who love to collect and enjoy it as much as you. Also, being around a community of people helps you to learn. You learn new things that are coming out. You can learn from other collectors. You'll find out where to purchase things, the best place to get this, the best place to get that. Maybe if things are going on sale, where can you find some clothes that are going on sale? If you decide that you want to start painting, where do I get my paint? What's the best paint in regards to heat set and air dry paints? Where do I go? Building a community and being part of a community really helps with that. It motivates us to continue. And if we're not feeling the best in regards to our collection, if we want to change our collection, it's just if we have just any kind of feelings or questions, being around like-minded people in regards to collections and love for our baby dolls, definitely a game changer. You're not alone. So let's recap the 10 tips for new doll collectors. 1, find your focus. What dolls do you like to collect? 2, educate yourself. Educate yourself in everything regarding that specific doll collection that you like to collect. 3, set a budget. Oh, set a budget. Definitely. 4, start small. Collect small. Figure out what you love, keep that focus, set a budget, and start small. If your main collection is authentic dolls, really research where to get authentic dolls and replicable, I can't pronounce that word. The best place to get the dolls. Research. You don't want to be someone who's paid a big price for a doll, and that's not what you get. Decide how you want to store your dolls. Are you having dolls, high-end dolls that you need to store in a cabinet, in a container, on a shelf, out of the way of animals, dander, dust, all that stuff? Are you going to rotate your collection? Right? So it feels like you get a fresh. I used to do with my kids' toys. Sometimes they would get so many toys that I would just take a bunch of them and just rotate them in and out. And you'd bring a couple things out after a period of time, and it was like new. It's like, oh my gosh, I forgot about that. You can do that with your dolls. Find other collectors that collect like you. You can go look around on Facebook, YouTube, other social medias. I guess there's doll clubs you can join. There are other people who collect just like you. There's no right or wrong in this. Find people. Find your... What are people saying on YouTube? Find your group. Find your... I don't know what language people are using, but I know that I have found a beautiful group of people that collect and then love dolls just like me. Document your collection. Write it down. Get a book. Make a list. Write down how much you're paying for these dolls. Maybe, we have COAs. Have a special place for COAs. List your dolls, the value. If they're an open edition or a closed edition. I didn't even know what those things meant. Very important. And 10, enjoy the journey, because by gosh, it's a journey of up and down. I mean, the whole thing is you got to have fun, right? Just have fun. Once again, the big game changer is the community. Find your people. Find your pack. Find your circle. Find your people. Get to know them. Learn from each other. Grow together. Find out what's new. A new doll is out in the market. So thanks, guys, for watching this video. Don't forget to leave your comments below, your experiences, what you have learned as a new collector. And I will share a little story. The story is, a good friend of mine, Angela, got a new baby. And the new baby she got was the Acorn Kit Authentic Cuddle Baby. So, painted by me. She named that baby Dylan Lucas. Now, she was pretty scared when the head popped off. She didn't know the head would pop off, and I never explained to her the differences between just a doll and a reborn doll and an art doll. I never gave her a care sheet. I never explained the handling of the doll. Somehow in my mind, I thought she already knew. She didn't. So when the doll's head popped off, I think she was in quite a panic. She even said, "Hey, I don't even know if I want to let her know." Poor Ange. It all worked out in the end. And it's just some of those things that you assume you know, that as a new collector for reborn dolls, you don't know. So ask questions, lots of questions. Collectors don't mind answering questions and sharing information. And we're a great group of people. Well, most of us.
But I